Next on the Morning Blend, we have Dr. William Belfar here today. And Dr. Belfar is the director of the Manhattan Psychiatric Services Center in New York City. And thank you so much for joining us here, Dr. Belfar. And then you are going to say, Lindsay Lohan is the poster child of what I'm here. Let me restart because I want to give you the gestures too. Then you're going to smile and nod, and you're going to say, this is how it goes. Lindsay Lohan is the poster child for what I'm here to talk about today. See how that went? It's one smile and one nod. That's the acknowledgement of what they said. So this is how it goes, all right? And thank you so much for joining here today with us, Dr. Belfar. Lindsay Lohan is the poster child for what I'm here to talk about today because unfortunately for Lindsay Lohan and other celebrities like Macaulay Culkin and Rush Limbaugh, they have become drug addicts. And the drug that they've become addicted to is a very common prescription painkiller called oxycodone. And they got that drug from their drug dealer. And in this case, for each of them, the drug dealer was actually their family doctor who prescribed it to them. And so for everyone in the audience who is watching me right now, I have a real serious question for you, and that is your family doctor going to turn you into a drug addict? Then they're going to say, well, who can become addicted to oxycodone, and how serious is this problem? Well, like I said, celebrities like Macaulay Culkin, Lindsay Lohan, and Rush Limbaugh have all become addicted to this drug, but this drug is not only a designer drug for celebrities. Oxycodone is a drug that is prescribed to every type of patient who goes in for surgery or anything that's going to involve pain, and they want to reduce the pain. So, just because you're not a celebrity, don't feel like you're safe from getting addicted to oxycodone, because I'm telling you, every family doctor out there is prescribing it, and if you are not careful, I don't care who you are, you can very easily become addicted to this prescription drug. So then the next question they're going to ask is, well, how can somebody tell?
I don't think I should say every family doctor.
Most family doctors out there, many family doctors are very easy to prescribe oxycodone, and so you got to be careful as the patient. You have to be your own caretaker, because you could very easily become addicted to this dangerous drug. Well, Dr. Belfar, how can somebody tell if they are addicted to oxycodone? Well, there's basically 3 telltale signs that you're addicted to oxycodone. The first one, and I'm holding up my finger, the first sign that you could be addicted to oxycodone is that your tolerance is being reduced. Like, does it take more doses of the pill for you to get the same impact? And let me show you what these pills look like. There's on the street, they're called blueberries. Here's a whole jar of these blueberries, and it's a very deceiving looking, mild-mannered looking pill that can be very dangerous. So the first sign that you could be addicted is that your tolerance goes up. It takes more pills to get the same impact. The second signal that you could be addicted to oxycodone is that you experience withdrawal symptoms. Like, if you don't take the medication, you'll start to get, what are some of the symbols?
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, sweating, goosebumps.
Nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, sweating, goosebumps, okay? That's the second sign that you could be addicted. And then what's the third sign that you could be addicted?
That's really, those are the 2 signs.
Those are the 2 signs. So it's very simple, right? Either you need more to get the same impact, or you experience adverse reactions when you try to get off the stuff. If you're feeling either one of those, you are very possibly addicted to oxycodone or any prescription drug. Then the next question they ask is, well, what can they do about it if somebody feels they are addicted or know somebody who is addicted to oxycodone? Well, I'm glad you asked that. I have a simple 3-step formula. Is that right?
That's correct.
I have a simple 3-step formula called the ASK formula about how to make this happen. And the first step is A. Okay, what's A? Awareness of the problem is the first step to solving any problem. So, if you're watching right now and you realize that you're having these problems, that's the first step. You're now aware. Next comes S.
Seek help from a qualified professional.
Seek help from a qualified professional. And I'm not saying you should go back to your family doctor because he's your drug dealer. All right? He's not the one who's going to get you off this. If you want to get off an addictive substance, you need to seek help from a qualified addiction specialist who can help you get out of this problem. And then the third thing is K.
Kick the habit.
Kick the habit. Nobody can do this for you. Unfortunately, you are the one who's addicted, and you are the only person who can kick this habit. And it's up to you to do it, because I'm telling you, if you don't, the consequences are going to be disastrous for you. Well, that's really fascinating, Dr. Belfar. What experience have you had in your office treating patients who've been addicted to oxycodone? What's the answer to that?
But my experience with patients are they come into my office, they're using ridiculous amounts of this medication. They're using sometimes up to 6 to 10 pills a day, where I think 3 pills or 2 pills would knock me out or knock you out. Some of them, they sit there with their eyes, almost shut. Some of them are drooling as they're talking to me, and they're demanding more and more medication to get them high. And I have to work with them very closely. I have to develop a rapport with them before they even start listening to me. And I've actually been very successful at lowering the amount they're on, but this takes intensive therapy and psychoeducation, which we have to do. It's so bad. The problem is so bad that I've actually had my prescription, not my prescriptions, but the information on my prescriptions stolen and put on fake prescriptions to try to get these medications. And in fact, this last week alone, I had to fill out 5 affidavits of falsified prescriptions showing that I'm not the one who prescribed it. This is so epidemic. In fact, a doctor on Long Island, Rikers Island, was recently arrested. Many have been arrested. And it's very hard to work with these patients because they were originally came in to be treated for pain by their family doctor. And what happened to them was they became drug addicts. And oxycodone is really just like heroin. You get the same tolerance, withdrawal, and the same symptoms from it. It's really a still form of heroin.
Okay, stop. You gotta figure out what is the point that you're trying to make. You can't just go on and on and on, because your segment time is going to disappear. You still have another question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when
Just the point I'm trying to make is in my office, they come in. Well, many of them very addicted. They come in high. They're very difficult to treat. And a proper way to treat them is the way you treat any sort of drug addiction, with intensive group therapy, psychoeducation, and lowering of the medication.
Yeah, and people will come in, and people have been out there. They've known to steal prescription pads. They've falsified prescriptions to try to get this stuff. It's a huge epidemic, and doctors all across the country are getting arrested and busted in this scam. Okay, and the key thing to keep in mind is that when you're taking oxycodone, you got to understand you are practically taking heroin.
Okay.
Do you hear the impact of that? You hear the impact? You are practically taking heroin.
Right, that's what it is. I want to get the heroin in there.
Right. So end on that word. That's why. So when you are taking oxycodone, you are one step away from taking heroin. And then don't say anything after that.
Okay.
And then they go on to the next question. Well, besides the addiction to these medications, are there any other problems that these medications are causing for both patients and doctors?
The other problems are the legal issues. Legal issues that both patients and doctors alike are getting arrested for that.
Yeah, okay, so don't repeat the question. You just repeated the question. The other problems are legal issues. When they say, what are the other problems? You'll say, patients and doctors are getting arrested all around the country because of this stuff. This is dangerous drugs, people. It's illegal to use them without the proper prescription. It's illegal to dispense them without the proper need. And if you want to end up in jail, start improperly using or dealing oxycodone, because lots of people are ending up behind bars.
I got another thing I want to
What?
Doctors, besides being arrested, are losing their license, and patients, they're dying from it. I've been in practice for 10 years as a psychiatrist. Over those 10 years, I've had 5 deaths throughout. And I've worked on a substance abuse unit, too, where people were using heroin and cocaine. I started working with oxycodone patients in September of 2011, and there's already been 7 deaths. There's been more deaths 1 year for me working with these patients than over the 10 years that I've worked with psychiatric patients who are in life suicide.
Okay, well, listen. You got to listen back to the way I talk and the way you talk. And you got to decide. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I just know how to make something sound important, right? And you got to decide, since you know what your material is, you got to decide for yourself, what is the key point that you're trying to make? Okay, so for that one question, the key point is oxycodone is like heroin. You stick that point like a gymnast, right? You give that extra emphasis and oomph with your voice. You end on that word. And you say the word louder. And remember, when you're in the studio, I want you to speak 50% louder than you would normally speak. And every time you think, should I smile? Smile. Don't even think about it. As soon as you think about, should I be smiling? Just smile.
Okay, I got it.
Okay? So, you got 3 key points. Oxycodone is like heroin. The other problem is that physicians and patients are going to jail. And the third point is that if this thing doesn't put you behind bars, it could put you in your grave. In 10 years of practice, I've had more people die from oxycodone than any other drug combined.
More serious mental illness for that fact, including depression, where people are suicidal. More people have died from this than who are actually suicidal from depression.
Yeah, this is a dangerous, deadly drug. And just end on that.
Okay. There's really no humor in it. I can't see any way of making this humor.
Well, I know. Well, unfortunately, you're not going on in Milwaukee, but there's another Daily Blend. Once you get this segment on the Daily Blend here, then you're going to follow up and push it over to the one in Milwaukee or wherever that one was. And you'll go on the Daily Blend website and find the other Daily Blends in the country and go to all of them. And you'll say, hey, I have a way to make this a lot lighter. Ken couldn't do it on his station because it's not an NBC affiliate. But since you're an NBC affiliate, I want to start this segment off with a clip from 30 Rock. That's really funny. And it really underscores the problem. Because this is a very important public service announcement that I have, and I want to get this message out to as many people as I possibly can. And I know that using humor is a way to make it more accessible to your audience.
I mean, there was something I was thinking. I always wanted to run it by you. You could say that it's not all doctors, but the doctors range from Dr. Oz to Dr. Evil. And if we could do something with like Dr. Evil saying, like, I want 2 million addicts. But I don't know if you feel about that. You know where he holds his pinky to his mouth?
Yeah, $1 billion, but that's what he says. Why? Why?
Well, he says $1 million because, he came back from time and he realized that's not much money. But if I say you can have Dr. Oz who wants to help you bring more, then you have Dr. Evil who wants 1 million addicts.
Yeah, but I don't know how you're going to say that, and you're not going to get permission to do that, so... Yeah. Hey, man, I hooked you up with all those celebrity names. That's plenty.
Yeah, no, this is great. This should be good. I'm going to be rehearsing it. And, I'm going to look it up in the video. I'm going to keep going through it and over and over.
Yeah, you're going to do fine, man. This video is going to be perfect for you. I'm going to stop the recording now because I don't want to overwhelm you.